All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fan Battle Cast. I am your host. I am the table. And today we have...
is that me? Oh, sorry, you didn't say versus, so...
Sorry.
Yeah, I got confused there. Okay, yeah, I'm debating for Mystique. He didn't say versus, so I was confused. Anyway, yeah, I am repping Mystique in this lovely debate.
Your mic's not
good. Yeah, careful with your mic versus.
Oh, what? My mic? What's going on?
Yeah,
My mic?
it's crackling a little bit.
Oh, yeah, this headset's dying.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
Yeah. And then I'm Todd Black, and I will be repping Demona from Gargoyles.
And for our jury, we have... I'll just say, let's go with who's right next to me.
Greetings, I am Rad Cactus, fan of the color blue and slayer of Todds.
He wishes.
Hi, I'm Smelt. I need to be on more of these.
Whenever you're here,
and
it's fine,
I'm Akuma. And I'm Akuma. The TH is silent. Nuking the humans!
As a penguin, no less.
Is that a reference to something?
Damn.
Yeah, it's a video.
Okay.
Right, and...
Got our tickets to Todd's funeral right here. Let's get this
shut
show
up.
rolling.
Table, please keep this going.
All right, we are here today to discuss... I have... Let's see, which one did I go with? I went with Demona versus Mystique. Gargoyles versus Marvel. And, yeah, Todd, this is yours, right?
Yes, this is mine. This is when I pitched to Ben and Chad a while ago. It's not on YouTube, so you can't see it, but it was a fun one, and this is one that I actually made in terms of the matchup alongside the Death Battle community. Shout out to the Champions Lounge. Nice. And I've been literally championing it ever since I put it on multiple ballot banters. The team seems really interested in it, so fingers crossed that they do it one day, or even better, hire me to write it. Death Battle, I'm available. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, Table, would you like me to go first, or do you want Versus to go first?
I think we can go with, yeah, let's just add my cheat sheet here. Just do...
We can flip a coin if need be. I have one ready.
Right, yeah. We can start with our 60 seconds, and since we are starting with Demona in the title, we'll go with her first.
All right. Start the clock when you are ready. I'm good.
Here we go.
Okay. 1,000 years ago. Oh, wait, sorry. 1,000 years ago, superstition and sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. And in this time, one of the most passionate of these gargoyles was Demona. And when our main characters, known as the Manhattan Clan, came to Manhattan, they found that Demona had somehow survived 1,000 years and was with them until she wasn't. And now she's on a lifelong, eternal crusade to wipe out humanity and any who support them, including gargoyles. Demona is far more busted, far more broken, and far more powerful than you might have realized, especially if you've only seen the series. The comics vastly expand her backstory and her abilities, and you could say that it's her mystique to dominate this would-be.
Oh.
Just in time.
What?
All right. That was quite good for the timer. So next, let's go over her opponent, Mystique.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. I thought you were just going to start it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can get started now.
Yeah. So Mystique is one of the main Brotherhood of Mutants, one of the main ones that's consistent throughout the decades and is always there. Normally fighting along this, not Mystique, Magneto, and helping him with his goal. And also, there's some crazy stuff I found that I did not know prior to this. I personally think there's a very strong chance of her actually coming on top of this debate. Yeah.
You got 45 more
See the
seconds.
head shaking on that. Yeah, it's okay. You can cut it short.
Alrighty then.
She's blue. Da-ba-dee-ba.
Hey, that's mine. That's my reference
They're
here.
both blue.
Technically, they're both doing that.
Yeah.
And for the record, when I got help making this matchup in the Champions Lounge, no, we did not make it because they're both blue-skinned, red-haired women entities. No, the connections are a lot deeper than that. Thank you very much. It just so happens that they're both blue. Die.
Yes, that just
They're
makes it
also
better.
baddies.
It does. It does.
And a couple quick comments here. Yeah, this is somehow our 4th of July cast.
Yeah. See, so it's
I mean,
red, white, and blue.
I
They
can't-
both have both.
Can't think of
Oh,
any.
yeah.
Can't think of any better matchups.
And,
Literally.
I can make a crude joke
got
by the
someone
old-
Happy
saying,
June
Was
34th.
older today.
Yep, they have red hair, white outfits, blue skin. That's patriotism right there.
Yep.
Just not to America, but to other nations sometimes.
All right, so how do we
Oh.
want to get started here in terms of the debate?
Okay. Would you like me to start again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, do you want to pick your...
I'll shoot my shot. So one of the key things that we have to remember here is that Demona, despite a certain spell she would get later on in her life, is not human. She is emphatically a gargoyle, and gargoyles are magical entities that are stone by day, warriors by night. This means that inherently she has certain buffs, let's just call it that she gets to call upon. Also, it is raining really heavily outside, so if I just suddenly cut out, my power went out. It did happen before. It's one to let you know.
Wait, are you saying that Demona is outer-versal and can affect the real world?
We're getting there. I wasn't lying when I said she's busted, but just not in the way you're thinking. So she has, but like other gargoyles like Goliath, Thalog, and others they meet, they have enhanced strength. They can easily rip through steel, shred stone. Their endurance is impressive. They've taken laser shots without serious effects. Goliath got hit by a freaking mortar from World War II and no-sold it. She has a natural healing factor, both in her enhanced state, which I'll get to, and her natural gargoyle state, which means she could take any gargoyle or any damage, and then when turning to stone, she'll be fully healed by the time night falls once again. Her claws are, literally razor sharp, slice through pretty much anything, including flesh, Mystique. And she can glide, quote unquote, but we all know they actually can fly. It's just they're trying to make it seem like they can't, but they can. Episode 2 or 3 showed that very easily. They make fun of that in the Goliath death battle episode. She has enhanced overall senses. She has a wide berth of experience, which I will touch on a little later on. I'm just going through the overall stuff right now. In fact, Table, if you would be so kind as to bring up Demona slide. No. It's the original Demona slide, please.
Let's go to Demona's stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Orange Blaster 500. He helped me with my Demona Mystique script with the slides you're about to see.
I need a
And
second
this is
here.
this
I
nice.
think I might have saved this into the wrong thing. Where did this one go?
Is that right?
Uh-oh.
But just in her base level, which is like her original Scotland clan form, she is a powerful opponent capable of taking on warriors, human warriors and beyond. And then she also learned magic from an archmage, which I will talk about later. And she's already tough, endurant, strong, fast, and extremely temperamental, but gargoyles actually get stronger when they're angry. So they're on in the present timeline. So just in her base form, without giving her any, she can easily put up with Mystique. And then she's got other stuff to make her more broken. We will get to that. How's that slide, Tickle? There we go. So there you go. Yeah. Demona was the name given to her by Macbeth, who's key for a point later on. Canonically, she is 1,056 years old. But she's trapped, like think time stasis, in a 35-year-old physiological body. She is an experienced warrior and sorceress. She is the head of Nightstone Unlimited. Yes, she's a CEO. Another reason to hate her. And yes, she uses that to fund her eternal crusade against humanity. She likes certain things, including her two daughters, Angela and Angelica. Goliath, sometimes. Thalog, because he looks like Goliath. It's complicated. And planning to destroy humans. And she dislikes humans and Liza Maza. Her plans continually failing. And humans. She's pretty one-track minded, but that goes to her benefit more times than not. She's very cunning. Her experiences lent her a kind of tactical wisdom that is hard to overcome, including defeating the Gargoyles, David Xanatos, and more over the course of their series, both the cartoons and the comics. And even when she loses, she finds a way to keep going and then get the win, even when you really think you have her down. She will not be put down by Mystique, period. Your move versus.
Just going off of some of the strength feats. Could I have slide number 6?
Okey-dokey.
So, this is Mystique's. Mystique is also coincidentally able to apparently destroy solid steel doors.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me see if I got more. I know I got another strength feat. Let me just see where I have it and what the number is.
Oh my god, a Game Boy Advance.
That takes me back.
Yeah,
There's
she's
also,
a gamer, clearly.
This is more. Oh yeah, this would be durability. Number 13. Yeah, so number 13 is basically she fell off a building and then liquefied her bones so she'd be able to tank the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Creative.
She
Also,
faceplants.
there is going off of that. Where is this slide? I'm trying to find it. Oh, 25. 25. Could I have that one too?
I say it's very nice having these be all very easily organized.
Happy to help.
Yeah, I'm like the worst at organizing my numbers. It's basically on the order of when I found it. So this is her getting shot, and then she falls to the ground, and because she's reorganized where her organs are in her body, she was able to like maneuver them around the bullets. Now I don't know if you guys want me to hop into another territory on like equipment or powers and abilities. Because I got like several slides for the transformation ones.
Go
do you want me to hop into that?
I mean,
Sure.
I'd start with the background like I did, but if you want to just go right into the powers and abilities, it's your call.
Oh,
Oh boy.
yeah, I normally don't go straight into the backgrounds. I'm a little new to this still.
No problem.
Haven't really done a whole lot with the background stuff. So yeah. I'll do some other basic feats. Slide number 4. If I could have that one.
Okie dokie.
I just finished watching Fallout 2, so that's like
Yeah.
stuck. in my head.
Yeah. Oh. Basically, this is one of her speed feats. She's able to outrun a rocket. Now she does get hit by this. I do want to point that out, but it doesn't like hit her directly. It hits like the area around her, so she was still able to somewhat dodge it.
Also, you could argue that the more impressive feat is that even though she tanked it, because like the shockwave alone should have killed her. Like she's that close to the explosion, and yet she's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, if we're talking about what she survived, there is slide number 33. I was going to bring this one up, but I'm going to bring it up right now. Yeah. So, our girl Mystique here has had multiple run-ins with Wolverine, and the slide's still not up.
Which slide was it?
33.
33. Here we go.
Yeah, so she's survived multiple encounters with Wolverine, which is basically her game. It doesn't always come out on top on these, most likely not, but she just somewhat scaled the Wolverine's abilities and stuff like that. Obviously not his durability, but she's able to tank like pretty brutal hits from Wolverine, in my personal opinion. Keep up with him in a hand-to-hand fight. That will come up later on.
Freaking bit her.
I don't know the context of why they're fighting here, but I love that Wolverine has his indestructible murder claws and she has a knife.
I'm more impressed with the teeth.
It's
Like-
whatever works, man.
Mystique, you know who you're fighting, right?
Oh, she knows. Hey, go back to the screen where you see everybody. What a lot of people don't realize, and I learned this when I was writing the script for Demona versus Mystique. Her and Wolverine go way back, even longer than you might expect, and so she knows exactly what she's doing. Like she knows exactly how to hurt him.
Mystique is also old.
Oh yeah, she is.
Oh, I was gonna jump in there because I did also find that kind of interesting. I don't have like a slide or anything talking about it, but Mystique is also like really old as shit, and no one knows exactly her calc on age and it's like kind of like a mystery.
It is.
Yeah, and that dates back to her history of Wolverine, like you were saying. Sorry for cutting you off. I just wanted to jump in there a bit.
Yeah, actually, I have a stat on that, not to undercut you, but
when
it comes to her, it's true that canonically we do not know how old she is. It's stated that at best it's about 160-ish, but we don't know because she's never told anyone, and all we know is that when she was 13 she got her mutation and she was, quote, fighting for her life ever since. Here we go. Certain Marvel, this is a caption for my script. Certain Marvel comic stories have implied that Mystique could be between 170 and 200 years old, but these stories were retconned. Other mutants have been around for longer periods, like Apocalypse, but never mentioned her. So it's a more reasonable time frame to put her about 150 years old, which fits because one of her earliest appearances, as noted by a recent ballot banter, was Victorian England, where she masqueraded as the person we all know as Sherlock Holmes. That was Mystique. and Irene Adler, Destiny, is the actual Irene Adler in that world. It's like, it's not just a convenient naming. She was Irene, the woman to Mystique Sherlock.
Oh yeah, because I did run across that. Now that I think about it, now that you mentioned it, I did see a panel and it was going over Nightcrawler's parentage, and that was an interesting thing.
We can talk about that. That's yeah.
Oh,
I'm curious.
This is the second time. This is originally.
Sorry, just a quick thing. Does Watson exist, and did he ever learn that Holmes was a woman and also blue?
I believe yes, Watson existed, but he wasn't to the prominence of like what's called the canon version of Watson, because Mystique would solve mysteries with Irene because of her foresight ability. But I think Watson was real. I just don't recall him being as important as the Watson we all know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Also, I'm now curious.
I'm
curious what her thoughts were on the Holmes and Watson movie.
I want to kill some people.
Why am I being portrayed by Stark of all people?
Since we're talking about age, let me really quickly talk about Demona, because as I noted in the background slide, she is canonically 156-ish years old. And you might be thinking, oh, are gargoyles immortal beings? No. Like other entities of the world, they do age. They age slightly differently. I think it's implied they're a bit slower aging than humans, but they do age. They start out as eggs. No kidding. Don't ask me how that works. They never explain that, and I don't want to know. They started as eggs, and then they hatch into younglings, which are raised by the clan. Let me rephrase that. They're raised by their gargoyle clan, and eventually they don't even have names. Like the reason we call them Goliath and Bronx and Brooklyn and Lexington, all them, that was them in the present age being named. They aren't named themselves. They give themselves nicknames at most, which is why Demona was called Angel. She was the angel of the night to Goliath, but they don't have names. But they do age. And so when Demona, after betraying her clan, spoilers, and accidentally getting them all massacred, except for the Manhattan clan, she wandered around loathing humans, blaming them for everything, and eventually growing old. And then she would meet a man by the name of Macbeth. Yes, that Macbeth. Shakespearean Macbeth. And they made an uneasy alliance to where he would help her save the Gargoyle clans and give them a safe place to stay. And she would be basically his herald of destruction on the battlefield because he was beset on all sides by enemies. Shakespearean times, it was what they did. The problem was that at this point in time, Demona was old. She was very much in her elder years as a gargoyle. And Macbeth, being about 35 at the time, did not have the ability and the manpower to win. And so they met a trinity of witches, the Weird Sisters. Yes, those witches. And they made upon them a spell. Macbeth would give his youth and energy to Demona, and Demona would swear to serve Macbeth's army. And thus they were bound. And because of this spell, they cannot age. They are, in fact, I have the incantation right here. Allow me to do that for you, because I am indeed that detailed.
You're not about to bound you and I together, are you?
You wish. All right. Here's the incantation. Across a mist of space and time, we pose this covenant sublime. To Macbeth his youth doth offer here, to make this one a force to fear. While she with fang and claw and wing doth swear sweet death in his foes to bring. By their acceptance are they consigned, unto each other's fate designed, forever and eternal bound, and each the other's pain resound. And that is why she is 1,056 years old, because in the aging sense of immortality, there's the other sense which we will get to. She cannot die. She cannot die via aging because she is basically time locked into this body. Same with Macbeth, who became basically a 56-year-old man for the rest of his days. And so these two are now existent in the present. They absolutely hate each other for reasons we can maybe explain later. And they want nothing more than to kill each other, but there's a problem with that. And I'll save that as a little bit of a spoiler for later. But she, because of her 1,000 years of life, she has battled across the Middle Ages, literally witnessed the rise and fall of numerous kingdoms, helped do that on multiple occasions. She was a part of the Crusades, which we all know there was a lot of battles there. She's traveled to Japan, she's traveled to Egypt, she's traveled to all sorts of places getting artifacts and whatever she felt she needed to get a leg up for her gargoyle clans that she would inevitably come across. That's where she also found her first daughter, Angelica, who sadly died of old age, but Demona was still the same. And all throughout this, she kept scheming, she kept fighting, she kept battling, and she kept hating the humans. And anytime she got that brief moment of peace, it would be whisked away from her, and her fiery passion for the death of all humanity would continue. And
That freaking sucks.
say that again?
That freaking sucks for her.
Oh, okay. Her feeling very, very timid. But yeah, it does freaking suck for her. But the worst part about it is that for most of her toils and trials, it's her fault. She will not admit it, though. She cannot accept it, though. And so she keeps building these massive plans, some of which last hundreds of years, so she can get the pieces together to do these plots. And in the end, it all falls apart. And accepting it and moving on, she is in denial. And I don't mean the river in Africa. But because of her experience, she will keep going. And she's like, okay, this plan failed. We're going right to the next one. She is that determined to wipe out humanity and be with her now new daughter, Angela, which she had with Goliath, and finally get the revenge that she feels she seeks. And she will get it. Maybe. She's gonna try, if nothing else. First, as I leave to you.
Okay. Okay, this is a little bit different than the other debates I've been on. So normally there was like a category and stuff. So
No,
that's the reason why I'm starting off a little
we're all
bit.
good.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Sure. I'm gonna go into the her shape-shifting ability, because it's more than just shape-shifting into different people. It's now this one's a little bit weird. Could I have number 16? Table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I didn't know if it was sticking
yeah.
about.
love
Here's
this
how she can shape. Yeah, I know, I love this too. As soon as I found this out, I'm like, this is the weirdest fact about this character. So she carries her weapons around, and she needs a spot to put them, so she stores them in her stomach pocket. Like, she just makes a pocket out of her stomach.
Yeah.
So she's a kangaroo.
Oh no! It's weirder than that, because Mystique is canonically always naked. Yeah, like
Good for her.
all the clothes you see, all the outfits she wears, it's literally just her skin. She's just shape-shifting her body to replicate what she wants to look like. Skin, cloth, everything.
She must be very good at it then.
So the
Mhm.
X-Men
Should we be
movies are the
censoring
most
this,
accurate
then?
version of her then.
If we want to talk about how good she is, this is a weird one. Number 20 is another one of her forms. I should have just made a folder just called forms. Yeah. Here's her shape-shifting herself into a statue of the Statue of Liberty. There's another one where she doesn't even in the comic books. So, yeah, she's done this multiple times. There's also number 7, which is a really one too.
Number 7.
Yeah, she shape-shifted her hands into basically like plain wings, and decided to fly around the. She's also able to do this also with like angel wings.
She can fly?
I think
Yes.
she's just
Oh.
gliding
Well,
here.
the glide. She actually could fly. She could like replicate angels' wings, but in this case, yeah, she's probably gliding.
Yeah. I was bringing up the angel wings at the same time. Another weird one is number. Oh, I do have one with wings. Never mind. Number 10, I do have. She does have wings in number 10. If we want to go into that. So this is
Yeah, the
her
stretchy arm.
also changing her hand into a giant tentacle and grabbing someone. I have no idea what comic this came from. I could not find. I tried. I really tried. But and this one is bat wings. But she's able to straight up grab this woman. I don't know. I'm assuming it's Kitty Pryde. Kind of got a Kitty Pryde haircut. And just tentacle to stop her from moving, essentially. There's also her going full Zubo. Number 12.
Zubo?
Yeah, like from Amazing Digital Circus, like the fucking
Zubo.
the arm feet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm stealing this from Shroom. Shroom like saw this and was like, "Yeah, no, this is just straight up Zubo." Also, this does
if you
cover
guys
her
wanna
thing.
Go for a few minutes. I'm gonna quiet the dog real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Like,
Yeah. She's also able to put a face on the back of her head so she could see both ways, so no one could sneak up on her, which is really creepy.
I will comment
Oh,
because
what?
you said that Sherm sent you this. Yes, she did do this. It was incredibly draining for her. She can't do this on a regular. Like this is like
Oh, okay.
yeah. It was specifically stated that she couldn't do this for more than a few minutes because it was actually overtaxing her overall abilities in that moment. But still, even for a few minutes, like that helps. That helps.
makes
a lot.
sense. I can't imagine having
Yeah.
more organs than usual is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
Here's
yeah,
another.
as for-
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry, I
Bruce.
didn't mean to cut
No,
you off.
no, go
I'll let
ahead.
you go.
No, I was just gonna compliment what you said
There's
earlier.
also.
Go ahead, versus.
What? Oh, sorry. I did it again. Yeah, I was about to bring up. There's also like her shape shifting into animals. I had a few slides of that. Not necessarily really we need to show those off, but yeah, it was like dogs, cats. I thought the cat was a panther until I looked at it more, and I was like, oh no, this is a cat. Yeah. You were saying, Todd?
No, I was just gonna mention because Akuma brought up the organ thing. As you noted earlier, versus she can shapeshift her organs to any position of her body she wants. She even took a sniper shot from Lady Deathstrike one time, clean in the head, and you could see the bullet rip through her head. And Mystique was like, "Oh, it's not gonna kill me. I moved my brain somewhere else." That's not busted at all.
Just liquefies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have they gone into detail on how that worked? Because I read it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I made a note about it and stuff. And then like I'm just like, wait, where the hell are the organs going? Like the brain, that's like you can't really jostle that around.
You'd be surprised. Actually, I can explain that. As I noted in my for it, my script. Dr. Nemesis, who is of course one of the predominant minds of the mutants, he revealed that Mystique is not a shapeshifter. She is a gene shifter. She can control her body in such a way that, as you've seen, it breaks reality. In fact, just her shapeshifting like she does in her normal style is impossible because she's not just replicating her look, she's replicating voices, mannerisms, and more. To do this on the level she does would actually take a super brain, and that makes her an incredibly intelligent person. But this also goes back to something that Versus didn't want to talk about earlier, but we do have to, unfortunately, which is canonically, as of a few years ago, Mystique is indeed Nightcrawler's father.
What?
Yeah, it's canon. Because Destiny had a vision that said that the demon lord Azazel, the red guy who looks like Nightcrawler, was going to take over the world. And so she realized that, hey, if we happen to have a kid that looks like him, it would get him to focus on the kid instead of saving the world. So the initial canon story was that, well, Azazel got Mystique pregnant for one reason or another. No, she slept with him, or so he thought, to make him think that. And then she, grew apart and impregnated Destiny. So Mystique is his father. Destiny is his mother. I will hold for gasps now.
I mean,
This is the second time this has happened.
Mm-hmm.
she would presumably still also be his mother, even if she's a terrible absent one.
Yes, their family tree is very, very broken.
So are you
Isn't
suggesting
it
that
still
Mystique-
his DNA?
No,
So technically,
it's emphatically Mystique just grew it and then used it. It was all her DNA. How that got to Nightcrawler looking the way he did, I have no earthly idea, but I really don't want to know anymore. So
she altered the genes as she was doing the do.
I guess
just never makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like even Dr. Nemesis is like, this doesn't make sense. Oh, it's Dr. Stasis. Sorry, it was Dr. Stasis, the sinister fellow clone. My bad. Dr. Stasis, the sinister clone, is like, yeah, she's a gene shifter, and she has such a high control of her genes that she's able to do a lot of the stuff that Versus talked about, like even shapeshifting into animals and everything. The only limitation for now is that she can't replicate other mutants' powers. So she can look like Cyclops, can't replicate his optic blast, from the punch dimension. She can look like Jean Grey, but she can't use telepathy or telekinesis. So that's her limit, but not that she uses that to stop her. She just uses what she has, and she uses that very, very well. So, tangent over.
Yeah, I do want to say there's one exclusion. So she is able to, and could I have slide number 26?
Yes, you can.
I want to note first,
Yeah.
I admire the number of images you brought. It's very impressive.
I'm not using all of them. There's been a few that I'm probably just going to gloss over. But this is a weird exception. Now, I do want to point out these aren't exactly Wolverine's claws.
Correct.
Because Wolverine has been shown to just straight up chop right through these. These are not adamantium. They're weak as hell. But she is still able to do some damage with these. This guy got full-blown impaled.
Yeah.
yeah, from what I remember, that those claws aren't really mutant parts.
Yeah. There's extensions.
There's
of her
also scan. Yeah, there's also scan number 28.
This was claws like 6 feet long.
Where she does something similar to this, where she just straight up decides to copy the Liquid Melminator, and just to the
She
loading
becomes a load bar. Got it.
Performing Star Finger.
of this shark guy.
She's a stand.
No, not that. She could
Time
probably do it,
resumes.
honestly. Man,
Well,
this
the
is
fact that
taking
she
a while to load.
changed DNA, so
I-
technically she would be able to copy like really basic mutations like the claws, but
Well, it's like she can, like I said earlier, she could say
Yeah.
copy Angel's wings and flap around with them because they're just physical manifestations of her body. So like that's fine.
here we go.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go.
that's busted.
Here's her fighting I don't know, a shark person. And straight up yeah. It's not Jeff. This is a female shark, so it ain't Jeff. Yeah. Also
saying.
able to change her hand into like a mace and stuff. What's this one? Oh, this one also could go into it a bit. Number 27 could have that one too, because this one's also slightly going into how she morphs her body, because this one's really crazy. So she's able to, like, if she's like about to get impaled, morph her body around the spike so it doesn't go straight through her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you can tell by the art style,
Yep.
that's a more
I
recent
think-
comic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so if we're going into equipment, I will now delve into Demona's repertoire because, as I talked on before, she herself is a weapon with her enhanced strength abilities, her razor sharp claws, and everything. But if there is one thing that Demona is above everything else, is that she's adaptable, and both in the 1,000 years ago age, and then the time that went on, and now in the present day, she has used all manner of weapons to get her potential victories against humanity and beyond. And that includes magic. During her time in Scotland, she was under the tutelage of an archmage, and she was able to not just, okay, this is a key thing here. Gargoyles are inherently illiterate, but she was taught by the archmage to read, and that led her to getting a book called the Grimorum Arcanorum. Arcanorum, however, it's Latin. I don't do Latin. But this is a masterful spell book full of numerous spells that have been around for at least 1,000 years. It was this book that would turn the Manhattan Clan into stone until the castle rose above the clouds. It's that book. And throughout various parts of history, Demona has gotten that book, both in part and in whole. And as a result, through death battle logic, she can use pretty much any spell that is in the book. We don't know the full amount of spells, but the ones she does have include a spell of humility, specific, a lightning spell, putting people to sleep. She can rain down fiery arrows on somebody or dispel them. She can camouflage herself. She can a blowback spell against a percussive impact. There's mind control, resurrection, and soul summoning. This is how she helped Xanatos create cold stone and cold fire. There's a shield spell, a tracking spell, and more. And just that alone would make her pretty broken, but there's a lot more that she has on her arsenal table. If you would bring up Demona Slide 2. So, So throughout both the main animated series and the comics, she has gotten a wide arsenal, including the Phoenix Gate, which is a dimension traveling object which can send her back and forward in time to any location that she desires. In one key storyline, she actually time travels to go meet herself in the past during the Scotland days to try and convince her to do things. It's really weird. I never really understood how it didn't change the timeline. The Grimorum, like I talked about, the Praying Gargoyle and the Medici Tablet were a separate set of items that she used to create a humanity-killing entity supervirus. Like, she made a supervirus that would only affect humanity, and then she had the Praying Gargoyle, which would ensure that only the gargoyles survived. Like, that took hundreds of years to make happen, but she did it because, of course, she did. She's also known to have bazookas and laser guns, the particle beam cannons, what she shot Goliath with multiple times over. The Odin's Eye is one of the 3 relics of power, which was a key part in the original animated series. It has various abilities depending on the user, including unleashing your inner potential to like X levels of bonkers. It turned Goliath, who is, Goliath, into a tyrant because he was afraid of losing Eliza and his clan. So he became a powerful tyrant. He's like, you have to obey me or else. Then there is the Gungnir spear. Yes, that spear. That's the one that she's wielding in the picture. This is a magic-infused spear that once recreated, as we see in the comic panel, wields numerous magical abilities, including the ability to channel magic in many forms, like a lightning spell, which she used against Diablo in the Fantastic Four crossover comic that Marvel did last year. And it is specifically stated that that spear does not miss. So if you launch an attack at somebody, it's gonna hit. Then there's Cleopatra's necklace, which also is a mind control item, which has controlled both humans and other entities alike. Puck's flute, which is the remnant of, which is tied to the legendary Dark Elf, who we'll talk about in a second. That enhances certain spells, including the mind control one. And then, that's about it. But when she found Puck's mirror, and she used that to get him to turn humans to stone by night instead of gargoyles. And when she was done with him, and she offhandedly noted that she wished she could see the sun, he's like, so be it. And so now Demona is human by day, gargoyle by night. And that's how she became the CEO of Nightstone Unlimited, because she used her various acquisitions over the years to become the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company in New York, which always closes right at sunset. How convenient. And it's implied she actually doesn't need to sleep anymore. She can literally go 24 hours a day now, which is how she's able to enact certain plans. And which obviously gives her an advantage on her gargoyle allies, because they still have the stone by day rule outside of Coldstone and Coldfire, because they're androids. Cyborgs? Yeah, they're cyborgs. But yeah, she's got a lot of powerful magical items, which really will tip the scale for reasons I'll get to as we go into the final breakdown. But yeah, she's got physical attributes and guns, lots of guns. And then she's got the magical stuff to help tip the balance of power in her favor even more. So, was that Versus peeling out of here? I'm not done, Versus. Come back. Come back.
Hey, whoa,
Versus.
that was not from my mic.
Not for mine.
No, I think you boys ran so much that I just ran.
Yeah, that's all right. So, all right, but that covers pretty much all of Demona's arsenal. Oh, she does have one more thing. She has the latest and only gargoyle egg in the present day, and it is named Eduardo.
Yo, that's amazing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, jalapeno, am I right?
Looks like we got a question here from Bossman Sherm. I thought it was stated that if Demona didn't sleep, it wouldn't be good for her health.
If that's the case, I did not see that, but it is not implied anywhere where I found it that she has to sleep anymore. That also ties into her immortality spell, where any damage she takes basically is healed. But I'll get to that in a second, because that's really the trump card of all of this. But if she does sleep, it's only for she's like Batman levels of sleep. Where she's like, he could go for a few hours and then be fine the rest of the day. It's that level of discipline. So, yeah. So, yeah, Demona's Batman. Totally.
Speaking of which, did she get anything from the Darkwing Duck crossover?
The Darkwing Duck crossover? She did use... Yes, Gargoyles, especially recently, have crossovered into numerous universes, including Marvel, where the Manhattan Clan is now friends with the Fantastic Four. And the Great Gargoyle is now a part of the Manhattan Clan, so nice little crossover there.
That's nice.
But the Darkwing Duck one, not that I know of, that she did use a mirror in that one to, I can't remember the character name, but she talked to another character and then literally pulled that character into her universe. So at the very least, she has that. But yeah, but I'm pretty sure it is Demona who is the terror that flaps in the night.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Can't get Darkwing on a death battle episode, but now he's taking strays.
It's like if we want to do a Darkwing Duck episode, I'll rep him. I don't mind.
Oh,
I am the cholesterol that clogs your arteries.
And I'll be automatically voting for him.
I will too. I'll automatically. So if we're getting into equipment, right off the bat, because I have number 14, being that, so in this comic panel, she has made a suit to keep up with Wolverine even more, and to protect herself, and it was able to basically keep up with him. I don't think she came out on top on this. I just wanted to bring it up. It is a suit that she does have and she can make.
So it's
think
an
that might be
actual suit.
Wolverine.
It's not something that she just like makes.
No, it is her. I know exactly what this is.
It is, yeah.
Wolverine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Helverine.
right,
That's the thing.
Helverine.
No,
I think
not the
that's-
same guy.
Yeah,
It's his brother. Totally different dude.
but this was
Okay.
Yeah, this was after a period where the Hand, like the Daredevil villains, they resurrected Mystique and they enhanced her abilities, which is where you saw like the airplane foil arms and the liquefying her body thing. They gave her a power boost, and one of them was that she got an armor, which you see, which is powerful enough to handle demon-possessed Wolverine Kent.
So this is
Oh, no,
like
not
something
just
that
demon.
she made with her
Spirit of
powers.
Vengeance.
There you go.
This is like full-on Ghost Rider, basically Ghost Rider Wolverine.
Pretty much.
Which, if
Oh my
anything, might be
God.
more impressive.
There you go.
So the next one, this one's a double up on equipment. This is number 14 and 18. Could I have those two up?
Okay, let's do 14 for. Oh, said 14 and 18, or just 18, I guess.
Yeah, 14 and 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Because 18's the blast. So Mystique has 14 was the blast that the spaceship did, but Mystique has a spaceship that she can command to basically launch missiles. And here's the crater in the aftermath of it. On slide 17. It's a little bit more showing. Yeah. That's like the actual ship and stuff. And basically it's able to shoot blasts. She's able to do it remotely, and like she doesn't have to be in it or anything, and it just fires a shot and just like completely obliterates the area around her. Now this is a little bit of a virus one. I'm jumping a bit ahead, but could I have number 30? Now, okay, excuse me if I mispronounce the name of this virus, but it's the organic technavirus.
The organic technovirus.
Oh yeah, the techno-organic virus.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
Yeah.
Stable one, presumably.
Yeah, which she's coded into her weapons, which can be poisonous, obviously. And what this can do to the body is in slide 31. If I could have that one.
In a lot of these, and oh wow,
Yeah, that's a bit of an aftermath of what could happen to someone that gets infected with this.
so it like
Is there any more?
turns you into
More equipment I have.
tech, or
Yeah, it basically makes you technology.
I'm not.
that's the thing that she has,
Yeah.
or is it the ship that
Yeah,
has
she
it?
coded this into her weapons.
Okay.
She like put it onto like a knife, just on like one singular knife, and then she stabs it into people and then infects them with the virus.
Is the knife the only thing
I'll
that
throw
has it
things
on
back
it, or-
over to Todd on this.
Sorry?
Real quick, is this
I
is
did
that
not
knife the only
find.
thing that has the virus on it?
They found it was.
Okay.
Yeah. I will note that I can also say that this is something I did not
Yeah,
find
yeah, it
in
was
my
going on in
breakdown
there.
for the script, but If that was the thing she used, it's not a permanent part of her arsenal because she obviously never used that on Krakoa or certain other places. So, but it would count for death battle obviously because it was something she used at one point in time. But I will say that it clearly didn't work too much on Phantom X because he was very much alive very much later on. So,
Well, Apocalypse can cure it, so
yeah,
maybe find a cure.
And in the X-Men animated series, Cable literally threw Wolverine into the techno-organic virus and healed him. And it healed. So if you have a certain healing factor, you should be able to endure it. So I wonder if Demona has such a healing factor. I don't know. I don't know.
It'd also be kind of weird to see how it would affect her with her gargoyle physiology rather than a person or a mutant.
That is an excellent point, Cactus, because we would not know. So.
Though, well, I guess she doesn't have the same weakness, but the gargoyles usually can't stop themselves from being turned to stone.
Depends on the circumstance. In terms of sunlight, that's we see that happen with Goliath all the time, including in the Scotland arc where they were caught off guard and dragged through a chase that led to sunrise. And the moment the sun came up, they were paralyzed. They couldn't do anything until the night fell. But again, Demona with her new spell ability, thanks to Puck, she does not. The moment the sun hits, she just turns human. So
if she turns human, would she then be vulnerable to the techno-organic virus?
That is an excellent question. I honestly do not know.
That'd be one heck of an ending to an episode. I won. Oh crap!
It would. Well, since we're doing this, because this is a good point. I did not find this when I was doing the script, so good job, Versus. But if we're going to go into this, then I need to talk about the biggest trump card with Demona, which is something I've actually already talked about. It is her immortality, because you might think, as based on what I said before, that she just doesn't age, but it's actually a little more nuanced to that. Because when her and Macbeth did this spell, Macbeth and her formed a friendship. They kept his kingdom going for a while. And then Demona, being Demona, kind of jumped the gun on something, betrayed the humans, betrayed Macbeth, and she accidentally got her whole clan wiped out again. And so when Macbeth was confronted by his cousin, Duke Canmore killed Macbeth after the spell. And he was dead. Straight up. He was dead. And his wife was mourning him. Canmore left, laughing like the villain he was. And then Macbeth popped back up to life. Why? Why did this happen? Well, that was because of Demona. By the power of the spell of the Weird Sisters, who are one of the more powerful magical entities in the Gargoyles universe, Demona and Macbeth are so bound in life, they cannot die unless it's by each other's hands. The spell is specific to where if any of them get hurt, they will heal. If they die, the dead will be, quote, dragged back to life, because the only way for them to die is by each other's hands, which is why in the present timeline, Macbeth is on a crusade to finally find and kill Demona because he wants his life to end. And Demona is doing basically everything she can to get away from him. Outside of that one time, she actually tricked him into becoming her husband. I can't believe you fell for that. You're like, dude, you're supposed to be smarter than that. But they cannot die unless by each other's hands. Their immortality will straight up forbid their deaths by any other means. In fact, on the official wiki for this, it is said that it is not merely immortality and healing. It is, quote, destiny at work. Every time that Demona and Macbeth would be in situations where they should die, fate intervenes and gets them to a position where they just are injured and can't even get killed, like with the Puck spell. Because you think, well, if someone just shatters her statue, she wouldn't be able to heal from that. But fate intervened and brought Puck into her life so that wasn't even an option. So there is literally... And I know that on the Death Battle cast, including some people who are part of Fan Battle cast, shout out to Paul, wonder, is this a no limits fallacy? Because if you destroy the universe, you would be killing both of them at the same time. And yes, technically that would probably work because they're both dead. But we also have no reason to expect that because it's never happened before. And we know canonically that Demona's immortality and fate have been so enduring that she exists until, let me get the exact year for this. She exists into the far future, and not the one where we see Brooklyn transported into the future via future tense. But she goes into the future where there is a literal space invasion by the quote space spawn, and she's one of the few people left that can actually fight. Yeah, so she's part of the resistance to stop an alien invasion because she's lived that long.
So I have a question. Like, what exactly is like the upper limit of what they've been seeing to regenerate from?
Well, they
because the question is basically a precursor to what I'm going to ask later. Is like, what if this is like a Buffy thing? Where like, yeah, you can talk about fate and destiny. That's kind of hard to describe, but like this one guy who shows up, man, you can't kill me because I'm immortal. Buffy proceeds to blow him up and come back from that. That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, at what point, like, how much does the spell actually do for her?
The Buffy example was more like no earthly weapon can harm me.
No, it was
based on the time period.
The Buffy example was no weapon of the age could kill him. So swords, maces, that kind of things. But he was existing in the modern time, which was beyond his age. So a bazooka could blow him up. That's
the idea was like the spell was put way back when. Like, does the spell like counter like things that would like incinerate Demona, for example? Like, if you were to somehow bind her and throw her into an active volcano, like, would the spell be able to help her there?
It would. It does.
I thought you could do that, but
in theory, it's vague because of both what we see in the comics and the animated series, and that's just the truth. Demona is not often put in situations where she would have to face a Death Star-like weapon, but because of this interpretation of the 1990s, which remember has robots, soul resurrection, magic, laser guns, and all that, she has taken hits from these weapons. She has fallen from great heights and survived. Again, Macbeth was straight up killed, and Demona was less than 100 feet away from her, and all she felt was a stomach pain. She's literally walks into frame, just holding her head in her stomach, because that's all that affected her, because they are eternally linked. Their pain they feel on each other, which is another reason they like to stay away from each other. That way they don't feel if the other one gets shot. Which has been shown multiple times in the series, including in that the episode I mentioned where she tricks Macbeth into marrying her. When she transformed from human into the gargoyle, it hurt her, and Macbeth, who was 10 feet away, was in pain because of the spell. But she has been hit with laser weapons. She's been struck by lightning. She's been attacked by other magical entities. She's fought off robots and other gargoyles like Goliath and Thalog, who are on her level, if not above. And she's taken certain attacks to where, it should have killed her, but it didn't. And here's a reference for you. It's not to the level of the Chuck Jones nerfing and Wile E. Coyote versus Tomcat, but it's close. And the reason for that is that one of the Weird Sisters is literally the one of fate. Here it is. Luna is the Weird Sister of fate and knows what will transpire. And anytime the Weird Sisters tried to buck fate, including resisting the will of Oberon, their literal magical god, fate itself made sure that they were turned to heal under Oberon's control. So they tried to resist fate and couldn't. So they know exactly what's going to happen, and thus why Demona continues to live throughout the ages, because Macbeth never gets the chance to kill her, and she never dies through any other means.
All right.
Yeah, so I bet the volcano.
My next question was going to be have we seen what actually happens when she takes a super deadly, let's say you're somehow able to bisect her, straight ahead. Does she just grow back together? Does it just her arm just come back, or how exactly does it work?
It's tricky because of both her, she does not have the stone by day rule, which is where she would usually heal. Goliath got shot once by a laser weapon, was implied to be heavily injured, turned to stone, and he was fine the next day. But another time he took a laser weapon hit and he was totally fine. In the wiki, it says that the rate that either of them heal depends entirely on the wound. A severe or fatal wound is likely to activate the spell and accelerate their healing. However, a minor wound will heal at the natural rate for them.
Okay.
So, like if Mystique were to, but they say like a regular knife slice her, she wouldn't go full Wolverine and heal herself. But if she were to get impaled like through the chest, the spell would activate and heal her so that she could continue fighting after, say, like a couple seconds, like we saw with Macbeth in the episode where he was killed by his cousin.
So if anything, more extreme methods of killing seem to just make her regenerate faster.
Indeed.
Mm.
Because fate is intervening. It's not saying you can't get hurt, Demona. It's saying you can't die unless Macbeth kills you.
So, like, if Mystique were to somehow, like, say, blow off her arm, it would just, like, come back, like, in, like, seconds if it's that serious?
If it's implied. I have not read all the Demona comics, so I don't think that's happened, but it also shows her skill that she's never been in a position to do it. Because, again, she's fought through the ages across the Crusades, numerous wars, outsmarted the Gargoyles and other allies like Xanatos, who actually held off Oberon, the magical god. And she's never been in a position to where she's had to have such an injury because she's just that good.
Okay.
So
I have a question though.
Yes.
What if Mystique changes into Macbeth?
Hold on.
I knew it was coming. Coming.
She can do it.
I'm glad you did, because I actually considered this when I was writing the script. And here's the thing. First and foremost, if we're going by death battle rules, she does not know Demona. She would not. No, I'm serious. She would not know Demona. She would not know about the Macbeth connection. So that already is off the table. If she were to find out, if we give her like the benefit of prep time, let's call it that, and she decided, hey, I'll transform into Macbeth, it wouldn't work because the spell is not within them. Mystique would just be a copycat. She would not be Macbeth, and Macbeth is the one who has the spell within him. So it'd be like I'll use the Buffy example. It'd be like saying like, oh, I can't do anything from this age, and you fake a bazooka saying it's going to kill him. If it's not a real bazooka, it's not going to work because it's not the real thing.
She's not Macbeth. She's Mystique disguised as Macbeth.
Exactly. So it's a clever workaround, and Mystique would absolutely try to do that if she knew the truth, but she wouldn't, because not like Demona's going to tell her, and that's not exactly something she could find on the internet. So how would she learn about that in any way? And if she did do it, the spell of the Weird Sisters is not within her. So it would not take hold, because Macbeth is not killing Demona. Mystique, as portraying Macbeth, is trying to kill Demona. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not like one of those other Greek tragedies where you can find a loophole. It's like quite literally attached to him.
Exactly. It's a clever idea. And again, Mystique, if she knew, would absolutely try that. But she would not know about it and be the spell of the Weird Sisters, which explicitly binds these two. As I said in the spell, forever and eternal bound, in each the other's pain resound. So they are consigned to the spell, and the spell is within them, and that is why only one can kill the other.
Yeah. Whenever we're talking about immortals, there's going to be like a million questions to how it works.
Oh no! Well, it's just like
I did have a question.
Go ahead.
From what you were saying earlier, if she were to be like put in a situation where no matter what, the attack would like instantly obliterate her, does this spell like involve like fate manipulation? Would it like
yes, it's implied. Like I said, with the Weird Sisters, this isn't just a healing factor. We're not saying like, oh, you're going to heal back from everything. Fate itself is determining that only Macbeth and Mystique can kill one another. An example was given on the wiki where in the beginning of the series, when the Manhattan Clan first wakes up in New York, and Goliath has to choose between saving Demona or Eliza, he chooses Eliza, and we see Mystique seemingly fall to her death. Like, she's not gliding or anything. Oh, sorry, Demona. We aren't seeing Demona. We're seeing her fall to her death. She's not gliding. We see her screaming. She's in pain, but we don't see her land. And as we find out later, fate basically intervened and said, okay, you're healing just enough so you can land and be injured, but not put in this fatal situation. So that you could say that's interpretation, which is fair, especially since it's coming off the wiki, for an example, which we all know wikis aren't 1,000% accurate. But again, the second of the weird sisters, Luna, is the weird sister of fate, and she knows what will transpire. And so they were literally binding fate to these two so that they can only they can be the instruments of their own demise.
Another question we're seeing in the chat: how long does the resurrection take? Would it take like an hour or more, or something like that? Would it be really quick?
It depends on the circumstance. With Macbeth's death in Shakespearean times, he was killed and out for maybe 30 seconds. Like, you know, the enough for the villain to gloat and then walk away, and for the wife to mourn and all that. And then he's just like, oh, I'm alive. So, but that was also, how do I put this, a more simplistic death. It wasn't like vaporization. He was, I believe, stabbed, and that's how he died.
So relatively minor.
No, well, I mean, simplistic death. Let's call it what it is. It's a simplistic death. I mean, a death is a death, but in this case, it's like, you know, I'm killing you here. Yeah, it's not like, again, like not like vaporization.
And then one last question, because I see it here, and it was something that I was questioning too. Does the techno-organic virus kill you, or no? Does it like just make you like?
It doesn't.
On the screen where you're just like a blob.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Was that it was like I have no mouth and I'm a scream, where you're just like a pretty much vegetable
metal zombie.
Yeah, just a big ball of goop. So like hypothetically, if it wouldn't necessarily kill her, but it would be like the equivalent of when Pinkie Pie ate like Starscream in Death Battle, where
it's Rainbow Dash.
That was Rainbow Dash, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Who did I say?
Pinkie Pie.
Who also would, based on my knowledge.
Given the chance, she probably would have done it.
For the record,
yeah, I think what he's trying to go with is like, even if it doesn't technically kill her, if Demona is like permanently debilitated by, for example, the techno-organic virus, would that count as a win for Mystique?
It depends on how the healing factor would work, and I cannot speak to that because, again, she's never been put in a position to be in such. There's the closest thing to this was with the techno-organic virus was the super virus that Demona herself created, the one I mentioned earlier, where she's going to affect all of humanity, but then use the praying gargoyle to shield the Gargoyle clan. It was made clear that Goliath destroyed the praying gargoyle. And it was clear that if she had not stopped the spell, which she did by her own hand because she was forced to, it would have infected her. But because we didn't see what it would do to the gargoyles, it's hard to say like how much she would have been affected of it over the course. But then again, that's also fate intervening to where she just stopped the spell instead of letting it happen anyway. So it's one of those things.
I just had a really bad idea.
Oh,
what if like Mystique, all right, screw this. Just unleashes the techno-organic virus that just in the city and lets it spread, and eventually it hits Macbeth by chance.
That would yes, but again, that wouldn't technically work to kill Demona because it's infecting Macbeth, who's not directly killing Demona.
But like, it hits Demona and Macbeth at the same time.
Well, that's what I was saying like earlier with the no limits fallacy. Where it's like, if I destroy the universe, they're both dying at the same time. So like, couldn't I? Like, it's the complexity of it all. But
yeah, there's so many questions.
Yeah, because in the Gargoyles universe, both the main canon and even the spinoffs, they're not put into situations like even with the space spawn. It's not like they had a weapon that was destroying the earth. They just enslaved the earth, and Demona was a part of the resistance. That was a different thing. It's not like they had a Death Star. It's like we're gonna blow up the earth, and then we blew up the earth, but Demona just happened to survive. It wasn't like that. So, yeah,
just floating in space. Just.
I do want to, since we're talking about how one dies, I do want to note one key thing because I noted how while Demona is broken in her immortality, how does she kill Mystique, who, as we have seen, has an insane healing factor and body control?
Yeah.
Well, canonically, Mystique has died numerous times, including multiple times in the Krakoa era. Because she has a healing factor like Wolverine, not to the scale of Wolverine, or Deadpool, that she can die by brain death, which is something that the two have dealt with in the past. So, an example, in one of the Krakoa arcs, one of the early ones, she was sent on a mission to a human base for Orcus, and she was literally jettisoned into space after being caught. And because she suffocated, she could not heal, and thus she died. As a result, if you overtax her healing factor, she's done.
Are you saying she went to space and stopped thinking?
What?
That's a JoJo reference.
Oh, of course. Time resumes. But in this case, Mystique has a way of doing just that if she so wants to with the Phoenix Gate, which, as I mentioned, is a dimension-hopping instrument which goes through both time and space. So
I thought Demona had that.
Sorry, I meant Demona. Sorry, Demona has that, yes. And so she could literally take Mystique, go into space, and just leave her there and then leave through the Phoenix Gate, and then Mystique dies. Or if she wanted to be a little more sadistic, which it's Demona, she does, she could take Mystique to, say, a volcano and straight up Gollum her and let the lava do the rest. She absolutely has that ability. And if that wasn't enough, as I mentioned in the equipment section, she has multiple mind control devices. Between the grimoire and Cleopatra's necklace, which enslaved almost all of Manhattan in combination with the Gungnir spear and Puck's flute. It even hurt some of the gargoyles because of their connections to humanity. And with the grimoire spell, it directly affected Goliath, who has like one of the strongest wills in the entire series. So she has multiple methods just to mind control Mystique, say, how do I kill you? And then she can just go do right that. So. Go ahead.
I have a counter to that.
By all means.
I have a bit of a counter to that, actually. Because I have number 15. Sorry for interjecting, but I'm really excited to do this one because I actually straight up got this scan, was like, this is going to be useless. When I found it online, and then it was also sent to me too. Yeah, it was number 15.
Yeah. If you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, they're trying to rig this battle against me because a lot of people have been sending stuff to Versus to help him, and no one sent me Jack. Like,
Well, yeah, that's because Gargoyles is intensely under-researched. Get on that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Professor X is like the mind reader too.
It's the stream's lagged for me.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yes. Go ahead.
Well, tell
Okay.
Oh, yes, gonna say. Yeah, so Xavier was
You're coming out a lot.
Yeah, you're
mine, like at all.
Yeah. No.
You got like none of that.
I think we lost Versus.
Yeah, Versus is dead.
Versus you back?
I think I'm back.
Okay, try again. No, lost him again. All right, I'll take this. So
I'll summarize.
Yes,
You should all vote for Mystique because the other option is letting Todd win. Therefore, that's the
so
argument.
Mystique does have telepathic.
Oh my god.
Mystique does have telepathic resistances. But there's
Versus back?
Is he?
Her.
I think here.
I think his mic is like generally just dying on him.
yeah,
at this point.
probably. So,
Good.
but Mystique does have telepathic.
Oh no, it
resistance.
isn't my mic. It's internet connection.
The internet?
You need to be able to debate, my dude.
If you need to drop back and come back in, go ahead. But yes, Mystique does have telepathic resistances. It's been shown in multiple comics, including the recent Krakoa arc. However, there are caveats to this. First and foremost, he's reading her mind. He's not controlling her mind. That's two totally different things. Second of all, in the Krakoa arc, when Xavier went full tilt and tried to control all of mutant kind to try and save their lives, long story, got no time for it, he made sure that certain ones in his group, including Mystique, had what's called the Red Triangle Protocol. And this is it's basically their anti-mind control deal. It's literally the letters resist in red. And Mystique was able to use this to break free. However, she did not have full control over this to the point where it was causing her immense pain because Xavier was trying to exude his influence over her. She fell off of a cliff brained herself against a rock, and then got swept out to the ocean. So,
That
ow.
was this sequence here,
Huh?
and that was this moment here.
No, that's just
No.
it was a different example.
Okay,
Okay, there we go.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
all right,
Sorry about that.
no problem.
Yeah, but yes, while Mystique does have this, it's important to note this is a genetic ability that she would be resisting. Demona has 2 different magical mind control options, and that's a different level than genetics. So
Okay.
she in theory, you could argue it's like the same like Scarlet Witch, who, as we all know, rewrote all of reality, including with Mystique. So and even the Sentry, as we saw in the latest Death Battle episode. So there's no reason to think that because of this magical ability that Mystique would be able to resist Demona's influence.
I will say, from what I've heard so far, I feel like both of them have at least one reliable option to take the other out. Who's faster? Because I think it might come down to speed here.
Oh.
Yeah, I think.
Do you want to take this versus?
Do you want to go
last.
first on speed feat?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. Versus.
Okay,
Ever since you lost your chance to talk the last time, so let's give you the floor here. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I did have the bullet time and the rocket time speed feat. But if we want to like highball this, she's scaling to Wolverine speed, who also scales to another famous superhero, Spider-Man. And if we're highballing, this is a bit of a highball if you don't want to buy it 100%. Spider-Man in slide number 34. Can we have that up on the screen?
34. Here we go.
Yeah. Here is Spider-Man taking on the Fantastic Four and matching each one of their speeds. And if we're going by this, like Johnny Storm is probably the highest ball one here, and I got a little bit of a little calc on that. Slide number 34.5 on Johnny Storm's speed. My reading loud skills are a little bit crap, but I don't know if you want me to read this out 100%. But here's again the stats are on there on this. You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, looking at from here, the highest possible one would be like 16,000 times light speed. But if you went with like a 1% scaling for Peter, it'd be like 53 times light speed.
Yeah. I normally, when it comes to a hero fighting another hero, normally like lowball it a little bit, I would say, because they're not going to go like mock, like they're not going to go full blast.
Yeah.
Like, let's try to, because like, let's be honest, most of these guys are friends and allies, and they get like beers together. Like, yeah. But anyway, I'll throw it back over to Todd.
In terms of speed feats, it's actually kind of slim pickings in terms of Gargoyles, both in the animated series and the comics, just because of the nature of the show and the content shown. However, if we were to highball it, they do use laser weapons, and the Gargoyles have dodged them. So that would be light speed, presumably. If we're doing, and I'm being generous here. Like, this is like, I'm not saying
they give a detailed explanation in like the first episode of the show. It's kind of like lightning, where the actual visual laser is just like an aiming reticle. The laser itself is like plasma, so it's not going light speed.
Yeah. So like I said, it's complicated because it's not like they're straight up not dodging light attacks, to my knowledge. I don't remember in full because I haven't watched the series in a few years. I watched it right before I was doing the script. I would say it's fair to know, and I even noted this in my official breakdown on the script, that Mystique is faster, because even if we lowball certain things, Death Battle itself stated that Wolverine's reaction speed, not his actual running speed, but his reaction speed is light speed. So that, because he can block Cyclops' optic lasers, which are in fact light speed.
Wait a minute.
What?
Didn't Doesn't Demona also scale to the Fantastic Four through the Gargoyles?
I don't count that.
Yeah, crossover.
Also, she never
DVD.
fought
Yeah,
them
Oh, no, it's
specifically.
Marvel versus Marvel now.
Yeah, she also never.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Well, that was a true thing, and they are now technically a part of the Marvel universe, kind of, sort of, not really. Demona did not specifically fight the Fantastic Four. She only fought Diablo, who was. I actually don't know any highballs for Diablo's abilities because they're magical in nature, and I don't know how you can specifically calculate the speed of certain magic spells. But we do know if we're taking away the light speed, which is fair because the lasers are drastically inconsistent, she is definitely able to keep up with certain rockets and rocket-propelled robots like ones made from Xanatos. The Gargoyles, like especially Goliath, have fought alien entities who did use extraterrestrial weaponry. I can't scale that because I don't know what the calcs were, but she's gone up against fast things and endured. Maybe light speed, but I think that would be generous. But if we're going by specifics, I would say honestly that Mystique is faster, but I also still don't think it matters. So, in fact, Table, if you would be so kind as to bring up Demona slide 6. Yeah. So
Here.
this is just me having a little fun here. Sorry. Yeah. So for when I did the breakdown of the chapters at the end of my script, I gave them 6 categories: strength, experience, speed, arsenal, skill, and endurance. Strength is a tie; they both can shatter steel. Experience goes to Demona. She's been alive 1,000 years, to Mystique's 200 at best, and she's done arguably a lot more than that, while Mystique was living up the high life. Like, literally, look at her history. It's hilarious. Her arsenal goes to Demona because she's got a lot more magical items, including ones that will never miss, like with the Gunkier Spear. It doesn't matter if you're light speed dodging it, you're not going to get away from that spear's blast. Skill goes to Mystique just because I think she is overall a better fighter, especially hand-to-hand. Demona prefers using her other arsenal to win. They both can endure a crap ton of damage, but when it comes to immortality, it does not matter because, again, only Macbeth can kill Demona. So the techno-organic virus is a unique thing, but since we don't know how that would affect her cell structure, both in her human or gargoyle form, which that would also imply that she lasts 12 hours to use it on either form, not a guarantee. Like, Demona has more options to both outlast and take down Mystique before she can potentially use her one option and hope that the technical organic virus gets the victory. And thus, if you will go to Demona slide 4 Table. Wait for it.
Oh.
Wait for it.
Hmm.
The winner is Demona.
Oh, were we in final thoughts?
Paul.
Oh.
No, I was just naming in general. If you want to go to final thoughts, we've been doing this for about an hour and a half now, so
Yeah.
might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Near the end of
I had
this,
I had some
we got
stealth
others.
beat stuff that I didn't get to, but
Go ahead.
oh,
Oh,
you're
go ahead.
down for me pulling them up. Could
Sure.
I
Real
have?
quick, one more question
Oh.
here in the chat. Would the
Hmm.
never miss ability work if Mystique shapeshifts a hole in her body at the last second?
Yes, never miss means never miss. It's like, think of it like Swift from Pokemon. You can dodge it all you want. It's going to hit you eventually. It's 100% hit accuracy.
So,
Because
like,
it's a
if it, like,
magical-
say, if she made a hole in her chest, passed through the chest, would it like turn around and
Yes.
keep going? Okay, so it would
Yes.
continue going for her until it
Well,
hits.
here's for the person asking this question, the spell itself is entrenched into the spear, and thus it can be used in multiple ways. Demona used it against Diablo in that crossover I mentioned, where she shot lightning at Diablo, or the Fantastic Four crossover. But in the other comic where she controlled Manhattan, she used the spear alongside Cleopatra's necklace to entrance as many people as she could within a certain range, and anyone within her range was instantly under her control. No miss. The only reason the control was broken was because Goliath, through some other means, was able to take some of the items and thus weaken her control over people, but it still didn't break until the relics themselves were destroyed. So it was literally, I need to control you, and the spear went, bet.
Like if she throws it and it hits Mystique, Mystique can also just like move her organs around, so it'll still hit her.
Yeah.
That means it's gonna guarantee be a lethal shot.
Yeah, exactly. That's a key thing, obviously, and that's why it wouldn't be like a kill blow. Demona's got other means for that, including just mind controlling her and making sure Mystique doesn't shift her organs around. But the never miss is 100%, and that's backed up in comics and by other users who had the spear before Demona.
Okay, and then let's let Versus do their last stat thing.
Yeah.
To talk about.
Yeah.
I have one last thing. This is just stealth wise. I'm gonna start off with the lower number 23. Could I have 23? Hopefully my computer doesn't die when this comes up on screen. Yeah, so basically her shapeshifting is able to even mask her scent. I don't think that even matters really in this debate, but I wanted to bring it up just for the sake of the argument. Just in case. Figured it. Now 37, could I have that? Oh, sorry.
No, and that's canon across everyone. Like even Wolverine at multiple points has said, "I cannot trace Mystique after she got a certain power boost."
Yeah. Here's her being able to camouflage herself right into the walls to the point that no one can even see her. And the very last one I got for stealth necessarily, there's a smoke bomb too. That doesn't really matter. 36. Yeah, this is someone broke into her house while she was taking a shower, and she just like instantly knew. Yeah. So that's that's pretty much it. If we want to go into final thoughts, I'm good on that now.
Okay.
Go ahead. I already gave mine. Basically, Mystique is powerful. She has a great healing factor, and it will make it difficult for Demona to put her down. But between her mind control abilities, her magical arsenal, the ability to literally just fling Mystique into space, which Mystique would not have a way to survive, and the fact that only Macbeth can kill Demona, as canonically proven multiple times over, Mystique has nothing that can. She can put up a fight, she can make it painful, but she cannot put Demona down.
Yeah, I think Mystique does have a pretty decent chance still, even though she could get chucked into space. I don't really have a counter to that, I'm going to be honest. But I think the speed feat, I think she's got better she's got a higher speed. Her strength is pretty much on par, relatively speaking, unless we're scaling her strength to the people that she's fought, which like she's fought like Rogue and a bunch of other people too, not just Wolverine that are super strong. But there's also sorry, I'm taking a breath. There's also the technovirus, which could potentially take down Demona, because it would not theoretically kill her. It would put her in a horrifying state. And no matter what, it looks like this debate's going to end in a horrifying result, depending on whichever one of these two come on top. Yeah, that's what I have to the jury to put out.
Putting the poll up now.
I just got one question before we go on.
What you got, Akuma?
Can Demona be mind controlled?
Yes. There's no reason. She has control over gargoyles. And in one key episode, the Weird Sisters, it wasn't mind control per se, but they invaded her mind and basically guilt tripped her into preventing the world from being destroyed. That's where for those who read my script, it's where she says she's alone. That's her password, because that's her eternal feeling of being alone. But yeah, she can be mind controlled. Yes.
Yes, I was looking up the techno-organic virus, and from what I see, though the converted host continue to function as a living organism, but because it's under the techno-organic control, it's driven to spread the virus to other life forms. So in other words, it could affect Demona, but not kill her. But
And if-
essentially, she'll be just dead.
But if it drives her to spread the infection, she could then go find Macbeth and Bob's your uncle.
That is extremely roundabout.
Was
but
there
I love
another
the
question?
creativity.
I was just going to ask if we have ever seen if we've ever seen the techno-organic virus infect a non-human before, because I feel like with all of the X-Men Future stuff, we should have seen that at least once, but I can't actually think of an example. I mean, I guess mutants are technically a different species, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I think it's only
Cable
ever
was able to resist
used
it
in
with the
X-Men
second
comics.
virus.
So.
Yeah, Cable, remember, is
They
able to
are
resist the
technical.
techno-organic
Oh,
virus.
I was going to point out also by law, apparently mutants aren't human because there was that whole lawsuit with Marvel and like Toy Biz back in the day where it's been 100% burned. Mutants are not humans apparently.
So it does technically affect non-humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
not doing that. I'm not losing.
I can see Todd shaking his head. Like,
I am not losing because of a stupid lawsuit. I am not losing.
Loophole! Legally,
Oh,
your downfall.
Considering it's called techno-organic, I think it makes sense to make it anything that's organic.
Yeah, but it
I-
would really depend on. I honestly, I'd have to see. Like we saw it hit Phantom X, who is a mutant, but I know that didn't kill him because of him being alive later on. And there are many people who have resisted it, like Cable or Wolverine in the animated series. So you could argue that a healing factor could put it down, which Demona does have, especially with her spell. But I just don't know because she's never the only thing she's had that would potentially have that level was the one that she created and then destroyed. So again, fate intervening so that she didn't even have to deal with it. So you could argue that even if Mystique tried to use it, fate would intervene and not even get the blow landed, which I know it doesn't make for an interesting death battle, but like that's how fate works with this. Like with Chuck Jones nerfing Wile E. Coyote to oblivion. So doesn't matter how hard you try, you still won't catch the Roadrunner in the end.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
And,
since it doesn't kill her,
One last question. I think after this we should head into our last arguments, but one more
Yeah.
thing, I guess, just doesn't Mystique have weapons that can kill Rogue? This is from the chat.
Potentially a lot of things can kill her.
Does
I
she?
do have a scan of her. I think it's her basically killing Rogue. That's scan number 8. I wasn't going to really bring it up because beating up and surviving a fight with Wolverine is kind of more impressive than Rogue. But if you want to pull up scan number 8.
Yeah, plus Rogue is incredibly inconsistent with their powers,
Yeah.
and we don't know the full context
And I
of
don't-
just this one panel.
Yeah.
I also don't know if she's
Um,
dying here or not, so
Yeah.
yeah, it is a thing here.
Yeah.
It's important to remember,
I-
Rogue gets hurt a lot. Like, that's her thing, is that she's absorbed all the powers of these various characters. She still gets hurt. Like, that's one of her weirdest things, is that she has all this power, but she gets one-offed a lot by random stuff. And if she's getting stabbed here, I'm guessing by a sword or something. I can't tell. Is that a spear? Is that
It looks like a
bow staff slash
dagger.
lance? I
It
can't
looks like-
tell.
I think it's just dagger.
Okay, a dagger. So yeah, she's getting stabbed right
Yeah, I
there. She's
think-
clearly not at full power right now.
I always thought like she gets like the
Yeah.
power, which doesn't necessarily
I just
get
wanna
the
point that
defense unless it's part of the power.
Correct. Like Hulk can get stabbed by Wolverine, but he doesn't die because, well, Hulk. So it's the
Also,
same.
hang
it's
on,
that kind of,
Is Mystique Rogue's mom?
yeah,
no. Oh, okay.
adopted by.
Adopted mother. Like that was always canon. She was always the adopted mother of Rogue.
Okay,
So
well, it's like
Huh.
I mean that's
Well,
still
this
kind
is
of a
awkward
crazy
then.
family tree, but still.
no,
I keep on forgetting about it.
It's still broken. I do want to bring up one last point on Mystique with her shape shifting. She does have a limit. It's been shown multiple times. I talked about the one
Mhm.
where she had the 6 arms and the 2 faces. That's an overtaxing. In the
Yeah.
recent Mystique series, the one like was like a year or two ago, she went on a war against Nick Fury Jr. Yes, Jr. because
Oh.
comics. And
Mhm.
she used the mutant Fabian Cortez to help enhance her mutant power because that's what he does. That's his ability to basically act as like an overcharge generator. And by the end of it, she used her powers so much that she became an invalid. And currently, canonically, right now, she cannot move. Like she could talk, but she needs Destiny's help to, exists. So her healing factor can be overtaxed, just to reemphasize my point of Demona having multiple methods of killing Mystique. So because she overtaxed her mutant ability to the point where she's now an invalid. And she could not be happier because she got her victory before that point. So that's just how insane Mystique is.
Okay, I see from James that the techno-organic virus would work on non-humans because it was an alien virus made to take over planets.
There.
Yeah.
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 I think we are at like this went on a lot longer than I thought, but yeah, we're past the hour and a half mark. So
we
I guess
had a lot to talk about.
Yep.
We did.
Who wants to go first then?
Sorry, what?
Oh, the jury members.
Yeah, jury.
Yeah, go ahead, go
Cactus, you go first.
Oh, here we go. Gee, I wonder
Oh
who
man, I
he's
was gonna save it dramatically for last. I can see that face you're making.
Like we
man.
all know who you're gonna pick. Just pick and move on.
All right, well I'll at least explain myself and be reasonable. Okay, so both of them are absolutely nonsense. Both of them have so many ways to basically like ignore what would be fatal wounds to almost any other character, and both of them have like just crazy arsenals full of all sorts of wacky shit. The big thing for me is that Demona's big ace in the hole is that immortality bullshit. She actually has cool weapons and everything, but Mystique has survived pretty much everything at this point. Well, Mystique's whole thing is she's not only like she's not immortal, but she's incredibly hard to kill. But she's smarter. She's been in more fights. She's been a lot wilier.
Okay. So that I made it clear that Demona's survived for 1,000 years, fought in the freaking Crusades and more.
Yeah, but like
she has a lot more experience than.
But like she's like more of like a ninja kind of thing, whereas Demona's like, yeah, I'm immortal. I'll just run into a fight, shred people to death. And she doesn't really have to like try, if that makes sense.
No, she still has to try. She could still get like defeated and captured and everything, and she has.
Yeah, but like
it's
kind of like the Ghost Rider thing, where like she's already the biggest one in the room. So anyway, my point is, I think Mystique would be able to create some form of trap, manipulate Demona, get her into a point where she can use that incredibly busted techno-organic virus, which I think would be the one thing that could technically work around the immortality. And I'm actually kind of shocked that it was brought up, because I actually was going to vote for Demona beforehand.
I legitimately did not find that her using the techno-organic virus when I was researching for my script. So that was even a shock to me, and I went deep into Mystique's lore.
He actually looked into it like during the day here. It's like, yeah, that thing is busted. Yeah. Like even Jesus had to like struggle to get that thing out of him. So like Demona, she has magic, but mostly offense. So I think the techno-organic virus would be enough to, if not outright kill her, reduce her to a point where she would not be able to continue the fight. Therefore, I'm actually going to give it to Mystique. Only because of the techno-organic virus, actually. I was actually ready to eat crow and vote Demona for that. I'm being totally honest.
Lucky me. Oh, wow, that the one trump card that Demona may not have a counter against, which I still think she does. But yeah, how convenient, Cactus. How convenient. But well.
You invited me.
I will. Okay.
You invited me to this jury.
So much
I did.
Drama here.
I did actually. I did invite him. He's here because of me. Yeah.
Right. Smelt, you want to go next?
Sure. I think the tough thing about this fight in particular is that like I think they both do have win conditions theoretically, but I could very easily see like a messy situation where, because say it goes like this. Mystique is faster, so she stabs Demona and infects her with the virus. Then Demona throws her into space and kills Mystique. So now they're both screwed.
Yeah, but who dies first? All Might guy, who dies first?
Yeah.
Point
yeah,
is,
there we go.
Point is, it feels like this could go either way. I think I'm leaning towards Demona, if only because her options to take out Mystique would work immediately, even though Mystique is faster. Her only real option is one that would take like hours, or at the very least minutes, to fully work. Meanwhile, Demona's win cons are like relatively instant. So I think I side with Demona for now, but I could see this going either way,
I'll take for now.
especially with like scaling specifics.
Yeah, I will happily take for now. I do not mind. All right, Kuma.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Smelt on pretty much everything. As much as I love the techno-organic virus as a Vincon, Demona has both like multiple Vincons on her side. Like the mind control to find out the weakness, the teleportation to take her to a place that she can die. Yeah, so and despite the speed and skill, I gotta give it to Demona.
All right, what's the chat?
The poll's been quiet for a little while, so I'm going to end that one. And that one ended 80% to 20% for Mystique.
Oh!
So we currently have a tie.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That means I'm the tiebreaker.
Again! Again!
No, let's leave it as a liar.
Stop! First of all, everyone, shut up. Okay, this is not like last time where I thought there was no other vote. Table has not
Yes, I
voted,
still
so
have
it's
the
not
vote.
over.
I'm just saying. I didn't know
Coincidence is what's funny, Ty. Come on.
No, it's not. It's completely different. I thought
No, let's not do the tie.
I knew I was going to lose last time against you, Captain, but I fought hard and I got the tie, and then Sherm showed up at the last second and said, we don't do ties here. I know Table has the deciding vote. I was just upset that I wasn't going to get that vote from the audience.
I'm laughing that it came to Table being the deciding factor at all. I was expecting to be the one person going with Steve.
All right.
Oh,
Table,
boy.
what's saying?
I almost wish I'd gone first now because now I got the pressure of being the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. So,
Yeah.
this is
Slides
actually
$3
very
to
tough.
Table.
Quiet, let him talk. Let him talk.
Because yes, the techno-organic virus is something I had no idea about, and it does seem like the option that if Mystique's going to win, I think that's her win con here. The question is, in terms of like what I think Demona has, like she has more options. I do think the Gungear Spear is like a pretty good option too, since it's kind of got the tracking capability. So you have one. So on the one hand, we have Mystique with her win con. That seems pretty easy to just come out from the gate because it's just on her knife. Versus Demona, who has several win cons spread out amongst her arsenal. So I do think this is going to come down to the speed argument. I really think it does just come down to if Mystique is fast enough to get it. I'm not sure if I buy all the like super faster than light arguments. That said, if she is faster and if the knife is just on her like kind of to begin with, as someone who like somewhere the cactus was kind of going for, I feel like I have to give to Mystique. If she's faster and it's just on hand, though, actually.
Wait, hold on. Actually, what?
So is it instant?
No, it's not instant. We established that before.
The infection is instant, but the actual spread takes a few minutes.
If not longer, depending on the entity, versus Demona, who can literally open up a Phoenix Gate and send her to space in the span of seconds.
Hey, theoretically, she could throw down something and then just run away. I'm just saying.
I did look it up. The technomagnetic virus does take a few minutes depending on the host.
See?
This is actually really hard now. This is
Aha!
actually really hard.
Look, let me just.
It does not give me a time frame.
Here's the thing to remember. Table. Here's the other thing to remember. Demona's got two mind control options, which are instantaneous. Between the grimoire and the Cleopatra necklace, which all she had to do was just have it, and she controlled anyone in her vicinity.
Right.
That was instantaneous.
I do kind of think I buy the X-Men resist thing, but I guess ultimately, if it takes more than, if it's not instantaneous,
it's not. I
think that Demona, honestly, I think it's, for me, it's the Gungear Spear. I think that's actually the thing that, to me, seems the most impressive on her end. but I do kind of agree that I think this is kind of a Might Guy situation where I think
Who does
Demona's
first?
gonna die anyway, or she's not gonna die, she's gonna go out, but I do think versus back.
Okay. She's fine. She's fine. Keep going.
Todd is antsy.
I
I am
give
Nancy.
I want to give the tie almost, but I guess going by death battle rules, technically Mystique would die first, but I think they're both screwed.
So, which means you're going for Demona.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess Demona
Yes!
will win.
Okay.
She's just been
Okay.
turned into a pile of mush, so
She'll take that victory.
she can take the 5-minute victory, I guess.
And that is exactly how Demona should go out. She gets the win, but loses anyway. That is absolutely
I saw
fair.
Todd just shaking in his chair for the last 10 minutes.
But yeah, versus you brought out a very
I was
strong
too,
bring on here.
honestly.
Yeah.
That got really close. I was actually.
It did get close. Again, I did not legitimately know about the second organic virus. I did not know that Mystique had that. I know she cured another virus, but that was a different thing entirely. So that is an interesting win con, and that is something that Death Battle would absolutely have to determine. But as even Cactus admitted, it takes a while to take effect, and then certain beings like Wolverine and Cable have resisted it entirely or sporadically over the years. And with Demona, with her own healing factor because of the immortality, it would not be an instant kill or win condition versus Demona just mind controlling her or jettisoning Mystique into space, saying "F you" on the way out. So,
Yeah, from what sources I did find, and from what I remember from other things, like a regular person is infected in like very short time, like less than a minute because they're switchy. But someone who's particularly strong and very good vitality, it's going to take a little bit.
Yeah.
So Demona would definitely last long enough.
yeah, her.
But that wouldn't be the most poetic ending to a death battle ever.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
congratulations, monster, you won. For how long? And then she just dies.
Yeah, I think this really depends on like a deep dive on how much speed scaling Mystique gets. I think if she speed blitzes, I think she'd win.
Well,
I'm not sure if she speed blitzes.
Well, here's the
Whoever
thing.
speed blitzes and uses their instant win feet first.
Look, here's how I defined it in the script. We know that Mystique is light speed reactions because of Wolverine. But there's a difference between reaction speed and movement speed. Even Death Battle has clocked this in the past, like with Mario, Sonic, and others. You know, they're not Mystique is not running faster than light. She's never done that. She's been tagged by beings far slower than, like, say, Quicksilver, who's light speed and whatnot. Wolverine is light speed reactions, but he's not running, to stars and whatever. He's not running across the earth in a few seconds flat. So reaction-wise, she could easily dodge certain attacks, but we also know she doesn't by being much slower than Wolverine. She fought the Blob recently, an Avalanche, and they took hits on her, and she's way faster than them. So it's the classic comic inconsistency. But but again, with the Gum Gear Spear, it wouldn't matter because it's going to hit anyway. So
All that's left now is Todd. You need to come with a boomstick style pun for a Demona victory.
I already got one.
Oh, damn.
It's of course, I told you I wrote a script and I included the
You gotta come up with a new one though.
the ending line. So here it is. I can't do the boomstick voice. It's one of the few things I can't imitate, so I apologize in advance. But sadly for Raven, it was her destiny to die at the hands of the Gargoyle. Perhaps she would have avoided this fate if she consulted her ex, man.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh.
It's
The
perfect.
winner is Demona.
Oh, no, that's a good debate. I was
Yeah.
genuinely shocked by
Yeah,
that.
no.
I'm very glad that you found something that I did not versus, because otherwise it would have been a sweep because there was nothing that Demona or the Mystique had that I found that would have affected Demona in the long term. But the techno-organic virus, that does raise questions. Maybe not changes the verdict, and I'm definitely not changing my script, but it does raise questions for something that would be brought up in the
Write your own crossover comic. Include it.
only. You never know. I was actually asked about that by Paul. I was like, what if they just met? Would they actually get along? And I'd be like, at the beginning, yes, because they both hate humans. But they would eventually betray each other for one stupid reason or another, and then they would be lifelong enemies. So,
Yeah, they got chronic backstabbing disorder.
chronic stabbing disorder like that. So, but yes, 3-2, Demona. I win!
So
By losing
Todd
streak,
finally
it's
gets
over
his first
Cactus.
win.
Well, I've only been on 2 shows, and one of them was a multi-battle show, so that one doesn't really count.
This is the first time that I've gotten the community vote, so I'm pretty sure.
Well,
As
I
far
I'm
as
actually
I'm
shocked the
aware,
community vote went for Mystique, to be
I'm
honest.
disappointed
Yeah,
in
community
you,
went hard for
community.
Mystique. I do think the Mystique argument was very strong.
I'm happy. Good job, community.
I am disappointed in you, community. My arguments were solid. 80%.
It's 4-1. That's not that many people.
I know, but still, it's the principle.
So 4-1 though. That's like
It's about the principle. What are you not Gargoyles fans?
Yeah. So technically, it is like. Hang on, the map here now. So
the fact that table almost
Also-
voted Mystique anyway.
I do. She did, and I had
Yeah.
to work hard, Cactus. I had
so
to work
technically,
hard
it's 5 to
convince
Mystique
her
versus
to
Demona.
go to the- Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was like this is if
look-
nothing else, this fortifies that I want this as a death battle, because now, especially with the techno-organic virus, you have something to really consider with Mystique, and that makes it all the more compelling.
Mhm.
So
Just nothing will bring me greater joy than watching Todd reenact
Also-
that one Punisher gif in his chair. No, wait, hold on.
no,
I know there was definitely a lot of stuff going on during the final arguments, but yeah, I do think this is honestly seems pretty debatable now. I do think it's very much coming down to like the speed arguments, which I think I said that earlier. Anyway, but
Speed is
I would say it's the speed and resistances argument because of both of their immortalities. Because we'd have to argue: does Demona have the resistances of, say, someone like Cable or Wolverine? And if she does, could she last long enough to again like jettison Mystique into space? So it's speed plus resistances.
And of course, there's the classic death battle matchup argument. Is like, yes, they could do their insta kill moves, but like in character, do they resort to those immediately?
Mystique, no,
never.
because again, the reason I was surprised by the organic virus thing is that it was legitimately not in the Marvel wiki, like the official MarvelComic.com wiki of Mystique. I didn't even hear that she had crossed paths with the organic virus, so it's not part of her regular arsenal. It would still be included, not unlike with some of Demona's magical items that she doesn't have anymore, like the Grimoire Arcanum, because it's been burned. It was burned alive. But I'm not sure that would be a regular arsenal thing. But again, included, and so. But with Demona, she's had plans where it's just like, I'm going to control humanity, and I have these items right on me, so I can do just that, no hesitation. So.
All right, yeah, all in all, good debate.
I think we're getting
Table, when are we doing Zamasu's Architects?
Oh, yeah, that one I still got a plan, but yeah, that one's going to be a special one from the fan battle Discord event. I'll probably start like working on getting that, because we do have someone who will debate Zamasu, so that will be just all on me.
You're the one person who can choose Architects.
I read his script on that. It's really good.
Thank you.
And he's the one person who actually scheduled his video for that event, so good job, everyone.
Victory by default.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
By
Alrighty.
default, my favorite way to win.
I think we can wrap this up here, so thanks for watching, everybody. This was a very in-depth cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Have a nice day.
Bye. Play
Where's
Trails.
Demona?
Bye.
Bye.